So, um, wanted to do a quick episode prior to hitting the bed,
Like
and
my style?
something a bit
Hit the
spontaneous came to
subscribe
my
button so
mind
you don't
recently.
miss any future videos.
Now that I'm back into recording and filming pretty regularly, I had this idea about people and their circumstances, and I've been guilty of making a lot of rash judgments in my day to day with people I interact with, especially people that perceivably are negative. My instinct is to kind of push away and just, get away from them because obviously I don't need them in my life, right? Or at least that's kind of the traditional or conventional way of approaching it. I think it's fair and justified, arguably, and you don't necessarily need to feel guilty for doing that if you genuinely do feel like, perhaps your safety or your well being is at risk. But if we do take a step back and kind of analyze that from a larger perspective, we do see that a lot of unknowns are actually present, with the people that we don't interact with, that we just judge from afar. We really never know what they're experiencing in their own lives that are causing them to react, hostilely or, unfavorably to you in public or in private. And no one really ever takes the time to stop and think about those things. So, it does mean that, you find yourselves in positions where you're not really sure what the motivations of that person are or why they're acting out, or what are they trying to actually convey. It's quite difficult. And so I think that's something that I've been trying to keep in mind, that even when I'm around these people that I feel, are more negative or bad energy, I just put them in that category. I still try to give them every single chance to prove me wrong. And of course, I do that from a distance, and I still guard what I want to protect in myself, first and foremost, because I'm not willing to sacrifice that, just to see what this person, may or may not do. It's more about I'm trying to give myself an opportunity to learn. So I keep that option on the table so long as the person hasn't completely burned that bridge or proven to me that they are just not worth having any level of connection with at all. So in those cases, like, I don't accept violence, I don't accept abuse, I don't accept really just an evil spirit, you could say. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes you do need to take time to actually distinguish who it is that you're talking to, because it's easy to just lump them in the category. You don't like the initial vibe, you're like, bye. We've all done it. But if you really want to be challenged and to actually, elevate in your ability to relate to people, then I encourage you to try to be around those characters to an extent, just to see, what is it about them that triggers you? Or perhaps what is it about them that actually, brings that out? Is it you in particular? Is it just circumstantial? What is the context and how can you learn from it? So that's really the fundamental thing, is just trying to grow, is just trying to acquire more information and just trying to understand. Because my theory is, if you continue to try to understand, then hopefully we will feel those ramifications positively and maybe not treat each other so harshly, because sometimes people just have a bad day, and I think they're allowed to have a bad day, and they shouldn't be punished forever just because of one. But many bad days starts to turn into a choice, and the only thing that bad choices can continue to bring typically is more bad choices. So if you do find yourselves around people like that, then I do genuinely suggest to get out of there. But in the meantime, while you're deciding, reflect a bit, perhaps on what I said, or just perhaps on your gut instinct. Trust that, and feel the intentions and desires, either the available ones or more conspicuous ones, and make your decision, and see what happens. So that's all I got for today. I wanted to get something in, and I kind of like the night vibe because it always brings out some different thoughts, and perhaps a bit darker, but there is more, maybe elusiveness or elusivity, whatever the word is, in the night that I think can help to kind of engage people a little bit more. Is because it's not so clear that people might be more interested, and they might kind of want to see what I'm talking about here. So anyway, I will see you on the next one. So until then, take care, have a good night, and peace.